Welcome to Toffee TV. It is my three talking points from Everton 1, Manchester United 0. A huge win at Goodison Park this afternoon for Everton, and a big win for Frank Lampard as well. Everton have given themselves a chance again. It felt very disappointing and devastating really when we lost to Burnley in midweek, but we've bounced back with a massive 3 points today, and we've got 10 days now before we face Leicester at Goodison Park in another huge game. But if they win that one, I think they'll be well on the way to securing the Premier League survival. The world feels like a lovely place this afternoon. Big win for Everton today. First thing I'm going to talk about today is Jordan Pickford, who I gave man of the match in my match reaction. I thought he was excellent today. The kind of performances we need from Jordan Pickford. I think lately he's been a little bit hit and miss. I'm not directly, but just the way he's been today. I thought he was really commanding today. I thought he was talking to people. I think Everton need him to be a big character right now, and I thought he was that today. Midweek against Burnley, I didn't think he was. I thought he was at fault for the first goal, and he was a bit erratic, and then his kick, shanking a clearance for the third goal that led to Burnley getting the throw in which they scored from. But I thought today he did everything really well. Big saves in the first half, a big save from Ronaldo at the end, coming for punches, crosses, clearing them. His kicking was good, wasting time, organising. And I think when he puts that kind of performance in, that's where you see the character of Jordan Pickford. And I thought he did it brilliantly today. And we're going to need those kind of performances from him. We need him to have 2 or 3 really big games for us in these last... It's eight now, isn't it? Last 8 games of the season. We need him to be big for us, make big saves, be a big presence. And if he does that, then he could really help Everton with their Premier League survival. He's been good for over a year now. I know there's a narrative that he's not been good for Everton, but he is for England. He's been good for way over a year now. There's been the odd game, like I've just mentioned there, Burnley, and like I mentioned just lately, some of the other things he hasn't been doing as well as what he did today. But you see today when he does the things well, and he's on it, and he's focused, and he's calm, and he's organising, I think he's an outstanding goalkeeper when he does that. We just don't see enough of it with other people as well, but he was big today, so I just thought he deserved a mention. Like I said, he got my man of the match, but I was impressed with a lot of things that he did well today. Second thing I want to talk about, and the second person I want to talk about, Alex Iwobi, who I thought was very good again today. The penny may well have dropped with Alex Iwobi lately, that if you work hard, then Evertonians will back you. He's come to the club for a lot of money. It's not work for him. He's got just over 2 years left on his current deal. We've not seen the best of Alex Iwobi. If, some people may still dispute that, if there is a best. But just right now, I think he's making a big difference for us. I thought he was very good today. He was the legs in that midfield. He was everywhere. He's trying to thread balls through. He's putting tackles in. And because he is physically big and strong, it does help. And I'm delighted that he's getting some praise off some Blues now. Because for him, it's important. It's important for us. We need players to drag us over the line here. Whether he's Everton player long term, I don't know. He's got to do more, obviously, because he's the creativity. So he's got to have assists and goals added into his game as well as work rate. But just right now, I think he's doing a really good job. He's working hard. It's the best little spell probably he's had consistently since he's been at the club. Lampard used him centrally in the last 3 games. I think it's worked to a certain degree. I think it can get better. But, the work rate and the effort. We've seen it against Newcastle. He scored a huge goal for us in our last home game against Newcastle and put in a big performance. And I think when players do that, it gives them the confidence. It's important for the club. It's important for them personally. And we've needed it. We've needed someone to step up. But I thought he was very good again today and put United under pressure, tried to get us playing. I thought he did well. And finally, I want to talk about Frank Lampard. I think there's been a lot of stuff written about him the last few weeks. There's some people doubting him, which is fine. Everyone's got their own view on stuff. Everyone's got their own opinion. But for me personally, I don't think he's I don't think he's the issue, Frank Lampard. I think, has he made mistakes? Of course he has. A lot of managers make mistakes. The substitutions at times haven't been great. I thought today, actually, I thought his subs were fine today. I really did. I understand that. Anthony Gordon could have gone off at one stage, but I understand why he didn't want to take him off, because of the work he does off the ball for balance. Thought he was, and Seamus was getting him through it. But I think he's a young coach. I think he's a winner in terms of his football career. I think he's trying to get Everton, trying to bring that ethos into Everton. And I just think we need to just back him regardless. We need to back him whatever happens. I think obviously if we stay up, I don't think there'll be any issue. I think he will be backed. If we go down, and let's hope that that's getting slimmer by results like this, then I think we need to back him anyway with that. We need to let him build something and create a different thing at the club, a different way of playing, a different ethos at the club. I think we're in a big mess because we keep cutting managers. We keep managers have different players. They're all mashed together and it doesn't work. And it seems the tenures are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And I just feel like with Frank Lampard, we have to buy into something. I think wins, he's won 5 out of 7 home games. And that's big. And I think us as fan base, and I think listeners seeing that at the final whistle, I'd say everyone, I can't speak for everyone, but a lot of people were backing him. The Gladys Street were cheering and clapping with him when he went down. Them players are battling and running around. When you're looking at managers and you're looking at teams and you're thinking, he probably has to be changed now as a manager, you normally notice that the team aren't running around for the manager, or the crowd are like with Benitez, the fans weren't interested, we weren't interested in him. The players looked like they'd lost total interest. That Norwich game, his last game, was abysmal. Brighton at home was abysmal. There's probably another half a dozen where the players just looked like they didn't know what they were doing, or they weren't interested in doing what he wanted them to. I don't get that at all with Frank Lampard, not at all. And there's a lot of mischief making going on in the press with it, because they're all, let's be honest, they're all loving the fact Everton are struggling like this. They love it, which is fine. It's self-inflicted. We can't sit here and be too precious about it. We've brought a lot of it on ourselves, but they are thriving on it right now. They're twisting the knife and they love it. So they keep circulating stories about they're getting points deducted, they're getting it, which is all nonsense. This is happening, that's happening. And it's Lampard was the easy one to weigh in on. Did he made the wrong decision, or he isn't doing this, or he isn't doing that? We've got to stop listening to the noise. We've got to focus on the job ahead. This has been 6 years in the making, this decline. Possibly even a little bit longer. But it's certainly since Mashiri coming been six years in the making. And we've got to allow someone to put some roots down, put some actual plans down, and start to build the club back up to where we need it to be. Because I don't think it's viable to keep sacking managers and then having to pay them off. Just wrecks your FFP, which we've probably paid 70, 80 million pound to managers, if not more, who we've took on, give a big contract, loads of staff, sacked them, got rid of them, next one comes in, we do the same. Frank Lampard's first Premier League game was in February. And the season finishes next month. It's nonsense to even consider sacking him, in my opinion. I know other people will have a different opinion, and that's fine. I'm not telling you you're wrong. It's just, for me, I believe that we should just buy into it and let him develop. And if we do that, I think in the long term we'll really benefit from it. But I'm made up for him today anyway. I'm made up for him. The players were hugging him and jumping on him. They didn't look like players who didn't want to play for him. So I'm delighted for Frank. I'm delighted more than anything for us though as fans, and especially for the people who went to West Ham and the people who went to Burnley in midweek and watched those 2 defeats, and the people who went to Palace in the Cup. Because the big win today, this is a team going for the top 4, not a team with the flip-flops on. A team going for the top 4 who we beat once in 14 games before today, and we beat them today. So delighted. Took 4 points off United this season, so can't complain about that. There you go. That is my 3 talking points. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Other than that, have a fantastic weekend. See you later.